Welcome in, Scorpio. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. For those of you that are new, welcome in, guys. My name's Lisa. Welcome to Say It Soul Tarot. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. I did want to give a big shout out to those of you who take the time to like or make a comment or subscribe to the channel. It really does make a huge difference. So again, thank you so much. So Scorpio, this is going to be your mid-December read. Time is fluid though, so if you are drawn in by the title, please don't be dissuaded by the timestamp. And as always, it's going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and in placement in the sign of Scorpio. Hopefully something resonates for you guys today. As always, general read though, so just keep that in mind. If you are interested in a personal read with me, feel free to reach out to me. It's just sayitsoultarot@gmail.com. So we're going to dive on in here. Scorpio, we're going to take a look and see what's going on between you and your person here. I'm going to pull your energy, their energy, the mutual energy, and the outcome for December. So I'm going to try and keep this read a little bit short, or shorter than I normally do. So first card out, we have 9 of Cups, 7 of Cups, and the 7 of Swords. Interesting. Could be dealing possibly with a water sign or an Aquarius. All right. Mutual energy between the two of you. 3 of Swords, 10 of Cups. So for a lot of you, this definitely could be somebody you were obviously in a long-term relationship with here. And your person's energy, 9 of Pentacles, King of Wands, and the Death card. The outcome, 4 of Cups, Page of Cups, 5 of Swords, and I can't really end on that, 10 of Swords, and the King of Cups. All right, this looks like a pretty interesting story here. What's going on here between you and this person, Scorpio? All right, so I do feel like this person and you know, at some point you were obviously, looks like you were in some sort of long-term relationship here with this person. For some of you, this definitely could have been somebody you were married to with that 10 of Cups. Obviously, you know, a lot of heartache, a lot of sadness, a lot transpired between the two of you here in the mutual energy. So I feel like for a lot of you, you know, again, it's kind of giving me strong X energy. We do have some pages out, so I do feel like for a lot of you definitely might have kids with this person as well. So kind of dealing with the aftermath of, you know, everything kind of falling apart. This person, I do feel like at one point, Scorpio, I do feel like, you know, this was your wish. Maybe your wish was to get back together with this person or make things right here. But I feel like right now you're maybe either a little bit confused about how to do that, or whether or not this illusion of whether or not the two of you can ever get back, you know, if you can ever make your way back here to be in this person's good graces. Or for others of you, you might be very disillusioned about, you know, how this person has acted towards you recently. 7 of Swords, you know, this person definitely could have betrayed your trust or lost your trust. And now I feel like you're kind of really in the, you know, some sort of disillusionment here. And we did have Neptune. It went back into Pisces, so that kind of causes us to re-go over what has transpired in the past. So for a lot of you, you might have, you know, the last maybe month and a half been going over in your head from time to time, you know, replaying what went down between you and this person, and really feeling a little bit maybe disillusioned or unsure about, you know, whether or not you can really ever open your heart again. So I feel like right now you're not really in the best energy towards love. So again, you know, if this person really betrayed you or, you know, left you in a certain situation, I just feel like that's left you disillusioned about love in general, if that makes sense. This person that's coming through here in their energy, they are pretty independent. I feel like this person has learned to kind of like stand on their own 2 feet here, you know. And again, if this is an ex, so this is somebody that has had to kind of like rise to the occasion here to kind of possibly be on their own. I feel like they've taken some action here on their own behalf. So with that King of Wands, they are needing to be pretty bold and in their energy here. And I feel like this person had to kind of really rise to the occasion after this ending with you. So they have made some pretty major changes in their life. I guess that's, you know, probably a good thing. I mean, you kind of have to do that. If this was you and your ex and the two of you had to go your separate ways, this is, you know, this person really stepping up into taking back their power in some way. and really trying to move beyond the ending that happened between the two of you here. So as far as the outcome goes, I'm not really sure what you're wanting from this person, so I definitely will ask that, Scorpio. Like, I don't know, are you really wanting to get back to this Ten of Cups? For some of you, that definitely might be on your mind. But you are, it looks to me like you're like not really sure if that's even a possibility at this point. So I don't know, maybe you and this person have been not talking. Maybe you had a big blowout your last conversation, some sort of big argument about that. I don't know. Again, we'll kind of see what your intentions are and possibly what this person's intentions are. But as far as the end of December goes, I don't feel like anything is really changing. I don't know if you've, it looks to me like somebody is reaching out here at the, end of December here, but somebody's still not accepting that cup. So I don't know if this is you or your person. It's definitely somebody could be apologizing. So again, I don't know if that's you or them here with this Page of Cups, but it looks to me like somebody is really not wanting to accept an ending. So I don't know if, again, I feel like it might be you here, Scorpio, that is having a hard time maybe moving on from this person. With that Seven of Cups, that kind of gives me the idea that you may want to, reestablish this relationship with this person, or maybe you are having more like a harder time moving on from this person. Because, this Ten of Swords is no joke. It was a very difficult ending for the two of you here, and somebody's just really needing to kind of like, find their way back to themselves here, find some happiness, find some balance in their life. Sometimes the King of Cups has really gone through it with those waves beneath your feet here, and don't get caught up in gender here just because it's a king. But this is kind of like reestablishing, like, feeling emotionally stable again, you know, and really getting out of this Seven of Cups energy. So we're going to clarify using White Sage Tarot. So I'm just going to move these to the side. Kind of really liking using a second deck to clarify, just to see if I get repeating cards. So tell me about this Nine of Cups and this Seven of Cups and Seven of Swords. Why is this coming out in Scorpio's energy? All right, so yeah, I feel like you are wondering whether or not you can have a new opportunity here with this person. If you really step up into that Emperor energy. I get one more card here, Spirit. And there's the Seven of Swords again. Yeah, it looks to me like there was definitely some sort of, lie or betrayal that happened. And I'm not pointing any fingers here. I'm not really here to point fingers at anybody. I'm just reading the energy here. But it looks to me like you're wondering whether or not the two of you can, again, get back to this Ten of Cups. Can we move past what's happened between the two of us here, even if there was a big betrayal and or some sort of lie going on? Again, really wondering whether or not that's a possibility with that Ace of Pentacles. So I do feel like it is you here, Scorpio, that is wanting a second chance possibly with this person. And again, wondering whether or not we can actually get past, whatever happened between the two of you. And again, I'm not going to really point any fingers here. You'll know if that was you or them. But regardless, regardless of who it was, this is just you really being in the energy. Like, if I really stepped up and if I really, showed this person that I've changed, possibly, would they possibly give me another chance? That's really the energy that I'm getting off of your cards. So again, with that Seven of Cups, you might also be thinking of different ways that you might be able to come up with in order to kind of really show this person that you have changed, and that you're really wanting them back here with that Ace of Pentacles to really grow something substantial with this person. Tell me about this Ten of Swords and Ten of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. I said that because the Ten of Swords is also out. Oh, and I'm shuffling the wrong way, so just give me a second here. I just saw the Ace of Cups. Yikes, now my deck is really mixed up. Hang on, guys. All right. So some cards on this Three of Swords. And this 10 of Cups, please. Again, this is the mutual energy between the two of you here. Yep. So 9 of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So I do feel like, you know, somebody could have definitely been pretty selfish in the past here. Somebody may have taken some liberties with that Ace of Wands card. So this definitely could be, you know, related to that 7 of Swords. Somebody, you know, broke that trust, stepped out of your commitment in some way, shape, or form. Again, take it if it resonates. That might not be for all of you. But definitely could be for some of you. So let's clarify your person's energy here. Tell me about this 9 of Pentacles. This person might be possibly a Sagittarius with that King of Wands out. So we have the 6 of Pentacles and the King of Wands. King of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this person, you know, has really had to, you know, step up and really, you know, use all of their resources here to kind of move forward. Can I get a card on the Death card? Ace of Swords. Yeah, I feel like, you know, this person, they may have cut you out completely here, Scorpio, or, you know, they could have definitely like cut you off, you know, so this person could have blocked you possibly. That is a possibility with that Ace of Swords on the Death card. This person also, they may have told you what exactly it is that you need to do as far as changes. So, you know, if you've had a conversation with this person about like, listen, you know, regardless of what has happened in the past, like you're going to need to do X, Y, Z in order for me to even consider having a passionate new beginning with you. Or, you know, maybe this person needs to go to rehab. Like who knows what it is or what you've asked of this person, or what, pardon me, what this person's asked of you here, Scorpio, to do. But definitely they may have vocalized what they need to see changed in you. And I don't know, have you done that? Have you worked on that? This person is trying to take actions that make sense for them now. So this person's kind of like getting out of their emotional space for you. So they've kind of taken the emotions that they had for you and kind of had to try and put them on the shelf for the time being. I don't feel like this person, you know, has any maybe ill will towards you, but I do feel like this person, they removed any kind of emotion from the equation. And I feel like that's because they had to, or they felt like they needed to do that in order for them to even kind of move forward. So, you know, sometimes, you know, if your feelings really get hurt by somebody, or you're really deeply saddened, in order to like really pick up your life, make some bold moves, which I feel like this person has had to do. They've had to kind of like look after themselves with that 6 of Pentacles. And especially if they have kids. So if this is an ex, this is, you know, somebody really needing to kind of pick up the pieces after an ending. They kind of have to, you know, put their emotions aside because they don't have time to either maybe even deal with them, or B, they just, you know, they need to take action. They need to, you know, support themselves. They might need to support their, you know, their children or your children if they are yours. So again, I don't feel like it's because this person doesn't have any emotions for you. I just feel like right now this person's really in the energy of doing what they need to do in order to kind of like rebuild their life after this ending with you. So that's really what I'm getting there. Tell me about this 4 of Cups. Why is the 4 of Cups here in the outcome? Yeah, we have the 5 of Cups. So that's, you know, feeling sad about the situation, sad that things didn't work out between the two of you. And this Page of Cups. There's the 10 of Swords again. Yeah, I feel like this person's really not in the energy, and I don't know, Scorpio, what happened between the two of you, but this person right now is not maybe in the energy of really accepting any kind of apology from you. because of what happened. So I do feel like if you are, wanting to come back in this person's energy, you're going to need to kind of give them a little bit more time, because I feel like this person is still healing and or reeling from what happened between the two of you. So they're not even really entertaining the idea of any kind of comeback at this point, I feel. And again, I'm not trying to like give you bad news. I just feel like this person's not in the energy possibly of accepting that apology right now. I mean, you can try and see what happens. I'm not going to tell you not to try. Tell me about the Five of Swords here. Yeah, it's been hard. I feel like it's been hard on you to move past this person or to get over them with that Strength card. So that's, Leo energy coming through, or fire energy. Tell me about the Ten of Swords again. So we got the Ten of Swords out twice now. Nine of Swords. Yeah, this has, created a lot of anxiety, I feel like, for you and for this person. Again, I don't feel like it's been easy on them either. Tell me about the King of Cups here and the outcome. All right, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I do feel like right now this person's focus is, maybe on, again, building some sort of stability, having stability in their 3D world, as well as like feeling grounded and in their own energy, and, needing and doing what they need to do in order to create that stability for themselves now that they're on their own. Because obviously if you're in a marriage or in a long-term relationship, you're probably living together. And if you are, then you're, helping, pay the bills, just like kind of those daily things, when you're in a partnership with somebody. And it looks to me like now this person's just really trying to ground themselves, put all of their emotions and their energy into, kind of rebuilding their life, if that makes sense, without you here, Scorpio. So let's just ask about intentions. What does Scorpio really want with this person? What is Scorpio? What do you guys really want from this person? So we have the Page of Swords. Get one more card. Yeah, I do feel like you are curious after, everything that's happened, whether the two of you can actually have a brand new emotional beginning. Ace of Cups is, that emotional new beginning after a tough time with that Five of Pentacles. So I feel like you just kind of want to know, maybe you're curious, like, at all, whether or not this is possible. And again, that's probably why we have that Seven of Cups there, because that can be, kind of up in your head, thinking about, is it possible? The Page of Swords is somebody who's curious. So, this person's really, I feel like you're really wanting to know whether or not if that's even a possibility at this point. And now we have actually all four aces out. Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. Let's ask what this person wants. What does this person really want with Scorpio? All right, so we have the Sun, the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Cups, Justice, Temperance. Yeah, I feel like right now this person's still really upset with you. Scorpio, I can't lie. I'm sorry. I wish I had a better message for you, but the Sun to the Knight of Swords to the Eight of Cups, this person's really upset with, how things ended between the two of you. This person kind of feels like you walked away. This person definitely may have had to take some sort of legal action in some way, shape, or form here with the Justice card. But there was something about how you walked away or how things ended. This person is still looking at that situation as being very unfair. So again, I'm not sure what happened. Could also, if your divorce was finally over with this person, or, you know, the separation, whatever it might have been. Definitely could have been somebody needed to take some legal action, like to get what they needed to support themselves. So again, this person that you're dealing with, Scorpio, you'll know if that's your situation. They were upset that they had to go to those lengths to kind of get what they deserved here. Or, you know, what they felt like you should be giving them and or providing them, especially if this person's looking after your kids. Yeah. So this person now is just really in the energy. They still are upset with you. And again, Temperance and that King of Cups is kind of the same kind of energy, you know, holding those two cups of trying to be emotionally grounded, trying to kind of move forward, trying to put their focus and their energy into what it is they're trying to build for themselves now that you are not in the picture here. So, yikes. I hate to be so harsh on you, Scorpio, but I can't lie to you. I feel like this person's pretty upset still with you. And, you know, if this feels like it's reversed, feel free to, you know, make that swap. And again, hopefully you don't feel like I'm picking on you, and I don't mean to. It's just I have to read. I can't lie as far as what is coming out. So this is what's coming out. If this isn't your reading, then, you know, it's not your reading. Yeah, look at that. Bottom of the deck is the Tower, the Seven of Pentacles, and the World. Yeah, so for you, Scorpio, I don't know. I just feel like if you really want this person back, I do feel like you're going to need to be patient with them. And again, they are still pretty upset, you know, with what happened between the two of you. So it is going to take and or require a lot of work on your part in order to rebuild your trust with this person. And you know, I don't know what the future holds. Everybody has free will here in this situation. And I do feel like this person, again, is going to need a little bit of time, maybe before you approach them. So I'm not going to say it's never going to happen, but I do feel like right now, this person's really in the energy of like not, you know, avoiding, you know, possibly interacting with you, speaking with you. And again, I feel like it's been hard. I don't feel like it's been easy on this person. So I do feel like this was a pretty massive ending, or like things did not end in a good way here with the Tower between the two of you. So it is going to take a while for those feelings to kind of subside, for you to even really you know, open the door. And I know that's hard, might be hard for you to hear, Scorpio, especially with Christmas coming. So that kind of brings back a lot of nostalgia, especially if you spent a lot of Christmases with this person and you might be feeling really isolated and alone. So just make sure that, I guess, you reach out to those of you that are around you that do support you, regardless of what this person is doing. You still have to kind of like, you know, look after you. And again, I'm not going to say it's not possible, but right now, I just feel like this person kind of just wants to be left alone, if I'm being honest. Um, so maybe, you know, you can try again in a month or two and see if this person is more open to having a conversation with you, because I do feel like that's really what you're wanting here, is a brand new start. So, you know, at the end of the day, you might get creative and try and reach out to this person anyway. And I can't rule that out, because I feel like this is you here putting out this apology. Um, you know, so again, at the end of the day, you know, listen to your intuition here. If you feel like you want to reach out to this person to apologize, to try and make amends, to try and move forward beyond what happened, then, you know, go for it. I'm not going to tell you not to do that. Um, I just don't know how open and receptive this person's going to be, but without you trying and making that effort, I feel like that in itself really does show that you do care about this person, and that you do want to get to this Ten of Cups, or back to this Ten of Cups, or have a brand new emotional um, and physical being, you know, like really reset that button between the two of you here, for sure. I feel like that's really what you're wanting. So, you know, you need to put some effort behind that. And, you know, again, at the end of the day, listen to your intuition. Yeah, and I'm not going to say it's not possible, because, you know, I believe anything is possible. So again, listen to your gut here. Scorpio, I just split the deck and I saw the Empress. So I do feel like you feel like this is your divine counterpart. And if that is the case, then, you know, at the end of the day, when it's a divine partner or somebody that we really feel like is our divine partner, we have a tendency to, you know, be unable to walk away from this person or this relationship. So, you know, if you feel like this is your person, I feel like, you know, show them some effort and show them that you're real about, you know, your efforts and what your intentions are. And definitely, again, anything is possible. But again, they are pretty angry at you right now. So I don't know. Again, I can't tell you what to do here. I can just only read the energy for you guys. So Scorpio, that's what I've got for you. I hope this reading helped in some way, shape, or form. If it did resonate, if you could let me know by hitting the like button and or leaving a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And have a happy holiday, and I'll see you in your 2026 reading. Take care, guys.